recap is that I am the owner of an accounting firm called Garcia and Foster. Garcia is retired. Actually, she went to Yale or something. And we are going to do the complete financial work on a restaurant that was in financial trouble. They had some problems. People were stealing. A bunch of people went to jail. They had to fire the bookkeeper, and they've hired us to take care of their restaurant. We're going to do this for a period of 3 months. We're going to handle all their transactions, approve all checks, approve all expenditures. The name of the restaurant is Ash Wednesdays. For those of you who've read your Dr. Seuss, it's located in the southeastern part of West North Carolina. And we selected, every now and then we select a business we're going to help, and this was one. We chose it over a boutique that we were going to choose. The boutique was a boutique that sold gangster clothing. And their slogan was, "Mother is only half a word." But we decided not to take them. Damn it, that was a good joke. Come on now. There's somebody with that. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Jeez. I mean, that's good material, you guys. Come on, that's the best I got. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We're all tired. After all. So anyway, we picked this restaurant. Now, one of the things we'll have during the year is we'll have a field trip, probably to a restaurant. And they'll explain to us how they run their business. We're going to do all our work in the computer room. We're going to make these entries on the computer. We're going to issue checks. It looks sort of like this.
Wait, what's that?
And we're going to use that software. So it's going to be all computer work. But what we're going to do is we're going to learn about the principles that govern the profession of accounting. There are a lot of scandals involving accountants over the years because they didn't follow those principles. And we're going to learn those. And once you get through with this apprenticeship, you'll be able to look at a company's annual report and make sense of it. I mean, you may not know everything, but you'll be able to make some sense of that annual report and know what the business means. And have some idea of what I consider the basic language of commerce, which is accounting. So we're going to learn what all that stuff is. And we'll do all this in 10 weeks. At the end of the 10 weeks, we're going to present a financial statements, that's an income statement, and a balance sheet. And we're going to, it'll be presented to a board of directors or an owner. It'll be me and a couple other people, and we'll ask questions about it. The same way that I did in business school. So it'll be a professional type of course. The only restriction that we have, I will explain to you, will be on your speech. I am told that middle school students seem to have a particular fondness for the word "like." I do not have a fondness for that word at all.
Right?
What about love?
I like the word like.
I'm sure you do, but I do not.
What about love?
I do not.
You are evil.
Yes, I am. Frankly, subversive. Go ahead. What is it?
I forgot. It's a certain word for like,
yes.
yes.
Like if you like, don't like, say like that, like what did you like when I asked them?
Dominique, like, tell them what you like.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Might I ask why you don't have
Because it sounds really stupid. Because it sounds really stupid. It's unnecessary.
Do not use that word.
It's completely pleonastic. It means it's entirely unnecessary.
the way that you use it?
Yes, it's entirely unnecessary. I still don't know what an umlook is. People say umlook. 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 I asked somebody that I know, I said, what's an umlook?
You and then you look.
Umlook. No, they say unlike. Unlike, he goes, unlike hello. Umlook. What the hell's an umlook? I don't care for that. I don't care for that. We are going to comport ourselves like accountants. And we're going to speak and make sense. So that's how we're going to try to make sense.
Right, in each
Yes.
apprenticeship.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. You can speak.
What is the purpose of this apprenticeship?
To teach you about accounting. Teach everyone about accounting. Because it's the basic language of commerce. No matter what you choose to do when you go to work. no matter what you choose to do. Even if it's legal, illegal, it has a financial aspect to it.
Along with
And if you
budgeting,
don't
right?
follow that, you do so at your peril. I was explaining to the last group, there was a famous, yes,
Along with budgeting, right?
yes, but there was a famous musician. I don't think any of you know his name. His name was Ted Nugent.
Yeah.
He was fabulously successful in the 1970s. I love his quote. He says, "I do not advocate violence, I perform it." I love that. Anyway, you know that. In 1982, he woke up after making millions and millions of dollars, and he was absolutely broke. Because his money managers had managed to manage his money into their pockets or into something that lost money. He was broke. He had to take charge of his own finances. And this has happened more than once. The movie actress Doris Day, who was a famous band singer, made many movies that were blockbusters, was 55 years old and broke. All the money she had made had disappeared somehow. And she had to sit down and rebuild her entire financial life at the age of 55. Not because she wasn't a capable actress, because she was. But that's what happened to her. So accounting is really a very essential language of commerce, in my humble but totally correct opinion. What's so funny?
Nothing, I'm just...
Okay, I'm accustomed to being laughed at. It's all right.
I was gonna
It's
say
perfectly
she
all
does
right.
that a lot.
Does she? That's all right. Well, I can't bust her one in the chops. So.
So how many of y'all want to own your own business?
Any of you
one
want
day?
to own your own business? What would you like to do?
I like to own my own law firm.
You'd like to be in a law firm. Somebody else told me that just a couple minutes ago. Hold on a second. In law firms, I worked in a law firm. And in a law firm, what you do is you hire people so you can exploit them. First you're a lawyer, and then you build your practice big. And the bigger you build it, then you hire people. And this is the way you do it. You hire somebody, you tell them, you got to give me 2,000 billable hours. And you bill out his time at, let's say, $200 an hour. That's $400,000 for the year. And you pay him $100. Yeah. And then the benefit, you give him benefits because people like benefits, employees like that kind of crap. So you give him, his benefits cost you about 20%. So for $120,000, you hope you get $400,000 worth of work out of it. Now, he might not be any good. Yeah, you're smiling, except what if he's not any good? What if he only gives you $200,000 worth of work? That's nasty. And you've got to understand, in a professional practice, accounting practices are like that too, but you've got to understand what the financial aspects of that practice are. There's a retired partner at this law firm where I used to work. All he does is instruct new associates that come in on the business of the practice of law. Not about the law, because they know the law, but he instructs them just on the business aspects of the practice of law. So this would be very helpful to you. You had something.
I want to make my own video game company.
Want to make a video game company. So you would make video games.
Yeah.
Sure. And you know, that is an extremely volatile market. Today's video game is tomorrow's junk. What? So you have to keep on top of that. And you have to keep your costs down. I mean, that of course is mostly a marketing phenomenon. But again, you can be a business genius and you can be broke. You could make the greatest video games that ever was and you could be broke. Yes?
Pac-Man is still a really good game.
It's a hell of a game. I know somebody still plays it. It is a wonderful game.
I still play
When
it.
when I took my real estate license, let's see, when was that? Oh my gosh. 1980. They were playing Pac-Man. It was the place where we did our course was upstairs from a luncheonette, and they had Pac-Man. And there was a guy went down there. He went down there at lunchtime, and could he play? I never saw anybody that could play like he could. Go ahead.
I want to own a place. I want to own a place that does hair, nails, and like the other things.
I have a friend that owns a hair shop. She does very well because she integrates with a lot of her products. She represents a line of makeup and skincare, and she integrates that into her business. One of the things you have to figure out with any business like that is what is really costing you. What a lot of hair shops do is they will rent a booth. They do the same thing professional practices do. In other words, what you do is you charge somebody to have space in your store. You charge somebody to have space in your store, and then they pay you a percentage of what they take in. And that is an interesting way to do that. And we're going to talk about that during this apprenticeship, why you do that. There are reasons to do it and there are reasons not to do it, which I'm not going to bore you with now. But there are reasons, and we'll talk about that. The knowledge of accounting will help you to know that. What's so funny?
I'm sorry, you think you're saying things.
All right. All right. Someone else? Yes. You had your hand up? No, you're just resting your chin.
Diego, did you have your hand up, or was it, no, Diana? Somebody else had their hand up over here. Tyler?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know. Well, I want to be a singer, so I would have.
I sing with the opera.
You do? Can you sing right now?
I sing with the opera, yes.
Could you sing for me?
Do it right now.
Please,
Yes.
please.
Yes.
Sierra will sing for you.
Maybe later, maybe later, not today.
Only
Not
if you
today.
sign up for his apprenticeship will he sing for you guys.
Well, one of the things about that, I know a lot of singers, and of course almost all of them are broke. It always is necessary to have something to fall back on. Now, of course, if good things happen to me and become fabulously successful, you run into the problem that Ted Nugent ran into. That he understood how to perform violence, as he always said. I don't advocate violence, I perform it. I love that quote. But he didn't understand where the money was going. He just said,